Don't tell me you can watch Netflix on your bike.
You can watch Netflix.
Instructions if I do. Hey! There we go. All right, everybody. So if you're wondering why I'm standing here by a stripped down M1000R, that's because me and Stuart, come and say hello, Stuart.
Hello, Stuart.
We are going to be fitting a CarPlay system to Stu's bike. He's fed up with using his phone. Well, one of the guys lost one recently, didn't he?
Yeah.
He lost a phone, £1,000 phone. So obviously I've got CarPlay systems. I've done a few reviews. So when I was offered by Linkifun this M23 motorcycle navigation CarPlay system, I thought, well, why not? But why this one? Because I do get offered quite a few. This is actually the first standalone one that's on the market at the moment. As in, you can put a SIM card in this. I don't know whether we're going to even try that or if it's an option, but
we can have a go.
We can have a go. So you can use it even without your phone. Be interesting just to see how it does. I think everything else is fairly standard. It says 4G, it's waterproof, IP67, Google Play, Apple CarPlay. We'll find out, but you ready? Let's get it fitted, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. So, as per tradition, we're going to give it a bit of an unboxing. Now, this is the newer version of the M23 that's got, well, apparently improved Sony cameras. So, I'm not sure I've seen any reviews of this one. I've seen others and it's got a different box. So, well, maybe at some point I can find a way to see if they're any better. But anyway, let's get on with unboxing. So here we have the SD card and a Bluetooth reader, a USB reader. We have some instructions, which I'm sure at some point, if I'm not too lazy, we'll look at. Okay, here's the actual unit. It's obviously got its own screen protector on there. Oh, here we go. It's the two cables. So this one goes to the controller, and this one is the power. And then we have front camera, rear camera. Here is the actual power unit. Now, one thing to be aware of is that the red is the AC, the switched ignition on this. Black negative, and believe it or not, this is the power cable. Easy mistake to make, considering every other unit I've ever seen or tested, and I've tested a few, the yellow is always the ACC, but in this case it's the positive, so this goes on the battery. Okay, we have camera. Does it say Sony? Let's have a look. No markings. Anyway, there's a camera. That is the rear one. Fairly longish cable, longish. Okay, here's the controller. Not even going to get it out. That's exactly the same as, for example, on the CarPuride and one of the other units I tested. Okay, here's the GPS unit of the camera. Okay, here we have fixtures and fittings. Ball mount. And, oh yeah, that's to actually twisty, closey. See another size there. And this is cool. We have our tyre pressure sensors with their security locking nuts. This is the quick release. I presume that slots in like that. Oh, it does, yeah. And then do that. So I suppose, you know, obviously you still have to undo those, but if you want to use that. And the reason I've decided to take this unit is because standalone, you can put a SIM in this. Never seen another unit that can do that. So the first thing we're going to do is just obviously we're going to mount it. Now, you had this on here already.
Yeah, that was for TomTom.
So TomTom. So we're going to see if we can use that. It does come with something similar. Is it on, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. So this is what we've done for now.
So we can it's snug to the tank.
That's perfect.
Under there.
Yep. Rear.
There's the rear. Yep.
Perfect.
Nicely labelled.
Nicely labelled. Well done, Linkifun. That is a long cable. So we've decided to go for there, which is nice. So we've come up through there with the world's longest camera cable. in case you're riding a motor bus. Lovely. Rock and roll.
There we go.
That's pretty good as well.
Camera number 1.
Nice. That's like what the Egyptians used, isn't it, to remove the brain for mummification. And they used to pick the brain out through the nose. And it looked like that. So this isn't all about motorbikes, it's cultural as well.
There you go. So that will tuck under there nicely.
And that will be held in place when you've got your carbon cover.
Yeah, when the trim's on there.
Right, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We're going to test to be 100% sure which of these two, it was this one, wasn't it?
The red cable.
We believe it's the red cable. I don't know that would do any difference. Oh,
There you go. It needed to jump.
Okay.
It needed to jump to life.
12. Okay, right. Can you keep that red there for a second?
Yep.
Now, if I turn off the ignition, there we go. That's our live ignition.
Yep. Let's try handiwork again.
Right, we'll give it a go.
I think there's, for some reason, there seems to be a delay of the number plate light coming on. Just by like a second or two versus the rest of the lights. Not sure why.
And we decided to use that one.
Yeah.
Android smart screen. Bloody Android. Device is starting. I mean, what happens if I press just that? You know, this is without reading the instructions. If I do, hey, you got. So that's the dual camera. They're upside down, so we're gonna have to spin them.
Okay.
The screens are very good quality, actually. Yeah, surprisingly good quality. That is really nice. It's much better than some of the other units I've tried out. So remove the existing valve covers. Click pair on the tyre pressure interface. Tyre pressure. Okay. Bind device. Let's try. Please bind sensor one by one. Okay. Oh, it's working.
There you go. It's working. 33.8 psi.
Right, so this is about looking at the instructions. I was sometimes so lazy about looking at the instructions, then we end up losing loads of time. But Apple CarPlay, turn on Bluetooth on your phone and select device Moto 50 blah 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 blah. Oh, there we go. Look, see that? Connect to CarPlay. All the standard stuff, you know. It's working.
As quick as that.
That is brilliant, that is. I mean, look, I go into my music. Of course, rest in peace, Ozzy, but... But, yeah. Smart. Smart. So, we've decided we're not going to fit the controller. Because, as you can see, you've already got 50 tons of stuff down here, and everything on the controller is on there. Plus, you can control via, of course, your headset. At this point, I would think we're pretty much surprisingly done. Just clean up, put the stuff back on, yeah?
Yeah, let's do it.
Rock and roll. It's going too well. What's going to go wrong? Right, so the reason we're here dressed differently is because, well, we found out when we were trying to fit the SIM card that it doesn't take the micro or nano SIM from the iPhone.
Yeah.
So I had to go away and order the adapters. Now that gave Stuart the opportunity to play around with this and really see that there are a lot of functions that we didn't even know were there. like that are seriously not on any of the other units that we've got. The others are just pure CarPlay and Android Auto if you've got one of those phones.
This pretty much performs like an Android TV.
Oh, I'm going to show that. So I'm going to grab the phone, and he's going to. And now he's quite slick at it.
Well, slicker.
Okay, yep. So there's your standard Bluetooth to your phone.
Straight into CarPlay,
yeah.
And then I can go to the home page, which will then put me where all the features are, recording, and so on. And I can flip the screen, and then I've got all the Android apps.
Yeah. So this is what we're not used to seeing.
Yeah.
All these Android apps.
Yeah. So all of these apps work exactly as they would if you were either hotspot into your phone, or as we would be, or we will be when I show you connected to the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Okay, so if you connect to the Wi-Fi now, it will disconnect from the phone.
Yeah,
okay. But to do so, we just go to Settings, Connect Wi-Fi. It will then say Wi-Fi is now open. It will disable CarPlay. Okay.
Yep.
So that should now be connected. So if I go back to the home page, these apps are now connected via Wi-Fi. For example, Netflix.
Don't tell me you can watch Netflix on your bike.
You can watch Netflix. Now we won't be able to hear it because I haven't got my helmet on. I'm not connected to the intercom. But
no way.
We can go on Netflix and you can see the things that I've been watching.
Hang on, was that Brokeback Mountain?
That was it. Yeah, one of my faves. That. Yeah. But for example, so let's go with something that I have seen. So I'm not worried. There's no spoiler alert. So Yellowstone. As you can see, it starts to play.
Oh wow.
Yep.
That is nuts.
Also,
so I suppose at least when you're at a petrol garage waiting for us to turn up and we're all late.
Well, this is it. Or don't turn up at all.
I don't turn up at all like some people, yeah.
Google, Chrome, like you'd use on your phone or your desktop. Yeah. Last thing I looked at was MCN. Just have a play around. You can literally browse the web from it, from Wi-Fi or hotspot or maybe from SIM. We'll find out.
So we actually found though one, I think you'd almost say a deal breaker.
Yeah, it's a big miss. The inability to take the files, the videos and whatever it is that was on the unit and download it directly to your phone via Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. Or
which every other unit I've got, you can. They have an app, a dedicated app.
Yeah. So what it would mean you would need to do if you wanted to get any videos off the unit is take off three tiny little screws, remove a panel, remove the SD card, put it into an adapter, put it into your laptop or wherever, and then download the files.
What a fluff.
Absolutely, completely. But what I found is that there's an app.
What we found.
Sorry, what we found was that there is an app called Local Send. So
yeah, and you download this from the Google Store.
So via the Google Store, you download the app, and what this does is it allows you to send files from the unit to another device. So, and it's really quite straightforward. So what you do is you go to Send, you select the file. In this case, I want to select a video. I tap the video, and there it is, ready to send.
Right.
Then what I do is I open the same app on my phone.
Gotcha.
Make sure it's set to receive, and then refresh to search for devices. It's found me. I now select that, enter a PIN, confirm. It will then ask me on my phone, I accept, and as you can see, the file is downloading.
Linkifun, check that out.
So the file is now saved
to your phone,
to my phone files. The reason it hasn't gone straight to my videos is because it's a TP file.
What's a TP file?
Don't know, but it doesn't work. Nothing plays it. So basically, it's some kind of video file that you cannot play. Okay. So we're stuck now because what we want that to be is an MP4 or something that will play
on your computer or your phone.
Or on your phone. So cue the next app. So the next app is called Input File.
Right.
And effectively, you can take a file of any kind, as far as I know, or as far as I can say, and convert it to a other file. So in this case, I've just downloaded that video from the unit. It's in my files. So I'll go to my files. Yeah. There it is. I'll click on that and it will say, what do you want to do with it? It's this file right now in a TP format. Do you want it as an MP4, an MP3 and so on? You can put it as an MOV and so on. I'm going to have MP4, happy with that. Convert file, and it converts it.
Pretty quick as well.
Yeah. So that is now an MP4 usable
I presume
video.
add to photos means
I can add it to my photos, or I can open it and watch it.
No way.
Okay, so we've worked out how you download maps to Google using Wi-Fi, but then you can use GPS once the map is safely loaded into
So
the
no
system.
SIM, no phone, no nothing. You should be able to navigate. Let's see how you do that then.
So just to check, I'm connected to the Wi-Fi, which I need to be for downloading purposes. I go to Maps.
Yep.
That's where I was already. So you go to your profile.
Yep.
You select offline maps. Select your own map. And then using the screen, you find an area that you want to download.
Yeah.
Now, you can only download that square. So the square shrinks with the map, so you can...
You can't select the whole of England.
You can't drag and drop a whole area in there. So...
But I suppose you could download multiple.
I guess you could do that bit, then that bit, then that bit.
Well, let's say we wanted to go to Birmingham from where we are.
So it tells us that the download will use just over 1,000 meg.
Okay.
So we select download. It will now start downloading it as map 2, you can see.
Map 2, this is Long Crendon that we tried before. That was just a small area.
So map 2 it's downloading that at 3%. So obviously it's quite a large map area.
Well, it was almost a gig, wasn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so it's now downloaded that map on Wi-Fi. So now what I'm going to do is go back into the settings, turn the Wi-Fi off.
Yep.
And then go back to the home page, go into maps, and there is the map that I just downloaded. Okay. So if I come out of that map, and then...
Let's go to Oxford.
Search Oxford. And start.
Nice. So now it's acting just like a TomTom would. There's no Wi-Fi, there's no Bluetooth attached, there's no connection at all.
Nope.
And you can navigate. That's pretty cool, actually. That is cool.
That's good. So you need to sit and play with it. You need to make sure that you're...
Or you could watch this video.
Well, I mean in terms of downloading multiple segments of the UK, because this takes a little while because it's mapping or downloading from the internet. It's
not like just select, download, whole of UK
so,
or Europe.
And I guess the kind of frustrating thing is that to download the whole UK in maybe 3, 4 or 5 segments, it's probably going to take about 15, 20 minutes or maybe a little bit longer per segment. And the whole time it's draining the battery.
True.
You've got the bike running.
But once it's done once, it's downloaded. Cool. Nice. Right, so SIM card's in the adapter. This is how you fit a SIM card. It's probably easier to take it off, but it's on. It clicks into place.
Because it's right up in there as well.
Yeah. Make sure you get it the right way round. We didn't the first few times. So after a little bit of fluff, obviously this is no longer on the bike, but I wanted to sit down and play with it just to see if we could get that SIM to work. So no Wi-Fi, no Bluetooth, nothing. Just to check everything's okay, let's go into network settings. We've got an EE there. Let's click on this. Yep, that's showing all good. So let's go to home. Let's go to, for example, Chrome. Let's look for Bucks Biker. Check it out. Okay. So let's try the basic stuff for now. So I mean, the connection is, it's just quick. I mean, I have to confess that the screen is quite good. I mean, you can see here it's working with my gloves absolutely fine. You want to get to your home page, you can touch there, and then go to home. You've got that, obviously tire pressure sensor light. I mean, all of that is as good as any other unit I've seen so far. Actually, it actually seems a little bit more responsive than some of the other things that I've used, some of the other units that I've used. But yeah, everything else is good. Well, his brakes are sharp. So what do we think so far? So fitting was, it fitted into the bike, no problem. It does what it's supposed to do in that sense. However, there seems to be some unanswered questions regarding the sim. The instructions are very poor compared to what is on the screen. So I think you'd have to accept that you're going to have to be putting in a little bit more, effort with screen time, working out. There does seem to not be a way of downloading the footage directly to your phone via a Wi-Fi, a self-contained Wi-Fi link, let's just say. So, don't fall off. And I click home, and then I presume if I just hit that, okay. So, I'll tell you something. This camera quality though is really, really good. I think it says it's 1080 or is it 2K? I'm not quite sure with the Sony cameras, but it is exceptionally clear. Really is, really is. So I think that this is, for a standard basic Bluetooth unit like I use mine, is absolutely up there with the others. Right, so now the test ride is over, and we saw that as a standard CarPlay system it seems to work fine. I thought, and I put together a list of pros and cons just to kind of go through what I like, what I don't like, and then a bit of conclusion. But first of all, let's have a quick look at the prices, because there's a few different options available. So the 1080 with 2 tire pressure monitor sensors, that's coming at 179. Remember, I have a discount link, so it's going to be cheaper than that. If you want 4 tire pressure sensors, that's going to cost you 184, maybe for a quad, or I don't know, would you put that in your car? Not quite sure. The Sony posh camera version, which is the one I've got with 2 sensors, that's this one here, that's 194. And if you want 4 sensors, it goes up to 199. Okay, I've got the £194 one. So let's look at some pros and some cons. It's a few of each. The Pro, easy to fit, very easy, intuitive, easy, set it up. You've got to know how to find your ACC ignition switch, but that, it's pretty easy. Another pro is the screen. It's really, really clear. It's crystal clear. I think one of the best. A pro is the CarPlay system works perfectly. I think it's up there with, well, maybe not quite chiggy territory, but it's really, really, really good. And the screen is incredibly responsive. Now, I think probably the best thing about this unit, okay, one of the best pros, is its ability to run as a standalone unit. Now, you saw in our testing, it can run on a SIM card. If you want to have a dedicated SIM card just for your system. And it can run GPS thanks to the Android. You download the maps as you saw, and you can run it just with the GPS. No phone signal, nothing tethered to the device at all. Completely standalone. And of all of the units I've played with and tested, this is the only one that does that. That's really, really good. And I'm going to add another little pro, because I had a few problems fitting this to one of the cons, but we'll get into that. And that is a customer service. So the few times I had to speak to them to ask some advice of, I can't get this to work quite as it should. They were so responsive. They were sending videos on how to, on what to do, asking me to send them a video to show what I was doing wrong. And it was pretty much me and Stuart always doing something wrong. Absolutely brilliant. So a shout out to Danny from the customer service. Now let's look at some cons. There are a few as well. the instructions, they're crap. I mean, they literally only tell you how to set up to the basic CarPlay. It doesn't mention anywhere on how to fit the SIM. It didn't mention that we needed a SIM adapter. It doesn't mention how to use the GPS as a standalone, you know, downloading maps. Nothing at all on that. So Linkifun, if you could improve the instructions, that would be great. Another con is the boot up. It's very slow to boot up compared to other units. So maybe obviously the time, turn it on and put your gloves on and it's still going along, and get your helmet on, and then it's up there. So that's a little bit slow. I found the settings not very intuitive. Maybe that's because I don't use Android, I'm not sure, but it was a nightmare finding some of the settings to get the SIM to work and work out the GPS. There's no flowchart in the instructions, of course, which would probably help that. The tabs also remain open, so a bit like on your phone, remember to go and swipe them all up occasionally because everything stays open. I had a problem on this. It did stop working once on a ride. After about an hour, it stopped working. It wouldn't boot back on. Linkifun have said that that's probably a voltage problem, but I'm not sure. Either way, it booted up the next day and hasn't done that since. So was that just bad luck? Is it just this unit? Has anyone else got this unit and had that problem? I'm not sure, but it's been working fine ever since. The biggest con is of course having to remove the card if you want to view the footage. They do give you the little card reader thing to put it in and stick it in your computer, and you know, that's good, that comes with the unit. But you've got to get underneath 3 little fiddly screws, and I've already lost one, to get the card out, to put it in that and that, you know. And whereas every other unit I know of, you can download directly to your phone via a dedicated app. So you may have seen we found a hack. You know, we did find a clever little hack, and we're quite proud of ourselves using 2 apps. You download it, then you have to convert it. So it can be done, but Linkifun, please give us an app. That'll make it better. Another little weird thing, remember to read the instructions now, because the old instructions were wrong, but the yellow on the power cable is the positive and the red is the ACC. Every other unit I've ever played with and on the planet, yellow is always ACC. But apart from that, I've really enjoyed this unit. Of course, yes, you can watch Netflix, you can watch YouTube. It's a great little gimmick, but let's face facts. When are you going to do that? And it's going to flat your battery anyway. Maybe you're waiting for people in a car park. Or I was thinking, you know, maybe you're doing some maintenance on the bike and you can look at YouTube as if you're looking at a Bucks Biker tutorial on how not to do things. But that's going to flat your battery as well. So whilst it's a brilliant gimmick and we had a good laugh, you know, watching some Netflix, you're not going to use that. So not quite sure it's needed. If you need a simple CarPlay system, this does stuff you don't need. Standalone though, you're going to be going somewhere where you can't rely on your phone signal. Well, there's no other unit I've found so far that does that. So I hope you enjoyed the review. Link below in the description below, plus the discount code, so you can get it a bit cheaper. Please like and subscribe, and see you all on the next video. See ya, bye.